Hey guys, Tightrope here, bring you a 1v1 today. We are on Angoville. Player today spawning on the top side, we've got desertBeliever with Afrika Corps. For a crutch and into a second Panzerjager. And on the bottom side we have Wolfe. Wolfe, not sure. With the Brits though. Starting out with some sections. No dingo early on. In terms of rankings, Wolfe 108, desertBeliever 66. It's a bit of an edge to desertBeliever. Still acclimatizing to Angoville, personally. Don't feel I've fully got the hang of how to play on it yet. But yeah, I think when playing Brits against DAC, usually you should probably just get the dingo in the early game. Maybe you can go for like maybe 1 or 2 units beforehand, but you know, you're always going to be up against Crutchets or a 250 in the early stages because other builds with DAC just aren't really viable. And trying to handle that with an AT gun or AT rifles usually just doesn't work very well. They're too mobile, they can swap from side to side and force you away. So desertBeliever, a bit of a split here. One Panzerjager out on the edge doing some capping. Everything else bunching up. Gets retreat forced on one squad. Trying to divide and conquer here a bit. Got to make sure that Crutchets stays in range though to provide that combined arms buff. Makes such a big difference in these early skirmishes. So Wolfe only went for one sapper as well. Pretty common to see double sappers early on to get off to a faster start. Bit of a close call on the Crutchets and it does survive. And it's Panzerjager Command for desertBeliever locked in there. And going for the grenade launcher and the mines. Maybe the Crutchets could have come back up here and done its repair while capping. Don't think it was under that much pressure, but not a huge deal. And this is kind of crazy from Wolfe, going for 4 sections. It's a lot of infantry sections early on. Problem with going for this many usually results in quite a lot of bleed. I think with Brits, you know, maybe if you could go for healing right now, your manpower bleed wouldn't be too bad, but you really can't afford that if you go for healing. It ends up delaying so your light vehicle and then you can't fight back against DAC at all. Yep, having to dodge away from that grenade launcher. And getting run off the side of the map. Crutchets capping on the other side. Wolfe in a bit of trouble here. Going for grenades so you can maybe get double snares off or something. But so yeah, you can see like around now would be so tempting to put up healing, and it looks like, excuse me, that's exactly what Wolfe is doing. But then this delays your response to a light vehicle, and this can easily lose you the game. With map control like desertBeliever's had, you could be pushing out a flak feeling really fast, and then you're in big trouble. So as desertBeliever, you kind of want to be paying attention, like, okay, my enemy squads are now coming out onto the field at full health. He must have healing. Haven't seen the dingo, which has healing, so has to have built healing, and then that means his light vehicle is going to be delayed. So you kind of use that in your calculations. Maybe you want to go for your first call-in later on, like you don't need the Panzerjager call-in straight away, if that was your plan. Use that intel to adjust your build orders. Jumping onto the cutoff now. Assault green getting run off.
Our territory is in enemy hands.
Did see desertBeliever go for a flamer on this Panzerjager like a little bit on the later side?
Territory sectors are isolated. We must reconnect with
Don't think he's going to get much of a chance to use it here.
Our victory point is being neutralized by the enemy.
So he has to get in close with it, and now there are 4 sections running around with snares on them. Gonna be tough to get close.
Enemy has taken a victory point.
And a very powerful combination is the 250 with the assault greens. That assault disembark they have is really the secret sauce.
Lost control of a victory point.
Requires a bit of extra micro to get working, but it is so powerful.
Panzerjager are reporting in.
There is going to be a Panzerjager 250 for desertBeliever. Let's see what he's got. Okay, hasn't gone for what's it called, fire support elements from this yet. The grenade launcher does make a Panzerjager 250 way better against infantry. You know, usually it just kind of tickles them, doesn't really matter that much, but when they've got the grenade launcher as well, this thing actually becomes a threat. Especially against a squad like Tommy's, who are much better at being stationary.
The territory sector has been claimed by the
So yeah, he jumps the flamer squad out, puts the assault greens in. Has gone for combat half-tracks as well, so that is buffing up the durability on these half-tracks. Helps a lot, that's why they're taking so little damage from all the small arms fire. Remember, the 250 does have pretty sharp firing on the move penalties with its machine gun, so do want to stay stationary with that if possible. Ooh. Engineers surviving just. 250's coming in. Could this be the end of one of them? No, zips around the corner just in time. But still, this is ultimately the problem. You know, you're running around with an AT gun. You can't cover both sides of the map.
Research complete.
That's why having a light vehicle in 1v1s is typically so important. You just can't cover everything effectively with an anti-tank gun alone. Maybe some maps are slightly more viable, but I don't think this is the worst map. It's probably Twin Beach is probably the worst map for covering with a lone AT gun, but oh boy, gets an assault disembark off. Should have just sat still and killed the 250. There's no way I was going to dodge the grenades in time. AT gun decrewed. Now this is the time for the 250 to come up here and tow this away. That's, I think, one of the strengths of the assault gren. Assault disembark as well. Then you got that 250 to come and steal this away afterwards after you get a team weapon decrew. But I'm not opting for that. Should have been looking for it though. T-guns over here. I was tempted to come back out here and kill this, but that is a bad idea with zero support. Now this is, I think, quite a good idea for Wolfe gone for a flamethrower. Like this building can be a pretty big obstacle coming back out onto the side. It's this strange building. Quite good for the top side to hold, but quite bad for the bottom side to hold. It's got these like boards on the bottom windows. Stops machine guns from working, firing on the top. Very, very strange building. Now, if I was desertBeliever at this stage, I wouldn't have retrieved those. I would have jumped the Panzerjagers out of this, put the assault greens inside of it. It's got Vet 1, can use the Vet 1 healing. And the assault greens could have stayed aggressive, kept causing problems.
Territory
But so far for Wolfe, it's actually not too bad. Like, he's held onto the VPs quite well under all this pressure. And, you know, this infantry will scale very well. Has gone for infantry training on them just recently. And picked up a second anti-tank gun now. He's going to try to do a cheeky cap on the corner with it.
Territory lost.
Disbeliever is being taken up while all this is happening. But yeah, well, like one lone Panzergreen squad with no veteran squad leaders. Not going to be that good. The Assault Green definitely reliant on the 250 to show its full potential. Might be hard to achieve that given the AAT guns that are rolling around now. Let's see what happens. Could be a decent spot for Disbeliever to push out a machine gun. He's a little bit low on manpower for it at this stage, but I think it's a lot of sections. None of them upgrade with recce's yet. So machine guns should be pretty effective. You see the Assault Greens disembarking from downtown. Kind of getting sliced up a bit. Don't feel the pressure that you have to throw grenades just because they're free of the assault disembark. You know, if your opponent's 100% watching, is definitely going to dodge those grenades. Just, you know, keep shooting. Don't have to waste a lot of DPS on the assault greens by trying to lob grenades. They're definitely going to fail. It's probably only about half the time I do it assault disembark that I actually end up using the grenades.
Mechanized combat groups are ready for selection.
It's just too obvious to the opponent that that's exactly what's coming and they're going to dodge them. Or you can like try hold it until late in the assault disembark. Hopefully your opponent's kind of let their defenses down at that stage.
Have claimed our sector.
So yeah, Crutchets out the back, maybe doing some spotting, can see what's happening.
Territory sector out of contact.
Still no healing for Disbeliever. You know, maybe can use some 250 healing, but it becomes a bit of a headache to continuously micro in the late stages of the game. But here we go, Panzer 3's on the field. Does have to contend with a lot of AT rifles. I mean, a lot of snares, rather. And 2 AT guns, and here they are, 2 AT guns. And the snare, 1 AT gun shot misses, doesn't quite get the snare off. Smokes out of there. So you can see the infantry of Disbeliever is really struggling right now. Training center upgraded sections dominating. Attack infantry on their own, not really getting the job done, but this is a nice play from Disbeliever. Distracting with the 250 from the side, drawing the AT gun fire. Now he's rushing in with everything else. With a fresh assault green call-in and looking to make stuff happen. Dropping down some butterfly bombs. This is a situation where the assault greens should jump out, tow this AT gun away with the 250. And you're laughing. Oh no, is he going to tow it with the one that's on 0 health? I hope not. No, there he goes. Perfect. Zip it back home, and you're good to go. Wolfe building another anti-tank gun after losing both of those. Going to be under a tremendous amount of EP pressure now. Did decide to build a second and third sapper at some stage. I don't know why he needed 2 of them. Still hasn't ticked up to the final stage of tech yet. Don't have the call-ins anymore. Getting a lot of those butterfly bombs. So you've got Wolfe probably going to need to tick at some stage. Attack these mines to kill them off. They are quite easy to hit, but I think they've got maybe like 35 health, so it does take quite a few bullets to actually kill them. With small arms. Maybe a sapper bullet does about 5 damage, something like that. So you do need to land quite a few shots to actually attack those mines to kill them. Ooh. Submarine's getting wiped there. Late retreat from desertBeliever. Good time for the crutches and to go do some capping on the edges. Definitely should be focused on keeping the VP pressure up right now. Not much is connected for Wolfe. And I wouldn't be planting mines right where there was a previous minefield. And maybe Wolfe thinks there could still be some butterfly bombs up here. Replanting the mines in the exact same spot when they probably want to run up there with a sweeper in the first place. It's just not a very good idea. So T-gun being dropped off, not fully in his base actually. That could maybe be reclaimed. Another P3 in the build for desertBeliever. Has got emergency repair kits online now as well, so he is juiced up. Light vehicles and medium tanks now very powerful. Just a matter of finding an opportunity to get on top of these AAT guns. Ooh, that was a little bit sloppy. Okay, nice mine over here from Wolfe. 250 trying to come in on the flank and it backfires badly. AAT guns are back there as well. So at this stage, maybe desertBeliever should have switched over. Gone for a walking Stuka instead of a second P3. Because he picked up, he stole the AT gun, so one P3, one AT gun, one Panzerjager should be enough to handle. You might expect maybe a Crusader coming out. Should be enough to handle that. And then the walking Stuka looking for the wipe on the AAT guns would be the optimum, or maybe just stalling up for a Tiger. Those are your two main late game weapons as DAC. And you're kind of forced to use them as well because you can't really... It's very hard to win with medium tanks as DAC in the late game, like P3 spam. It's tough. Tough to get that working well enough. Your infantry is just too much upkeep in the late game. Don't have any manpower cheats to offset it, so very hard to win off infantry play in the late game. Has to be the Tiger or the walking Stuka. Other things can work, but you're going to be working twice as hard. There we go, those AAT guns really containing the P3.
We should put an end to this fight. Tiger
Seems
heavy
like
tanks will be made available.
desertBeliever's at a loss on what to do right now.
Our support is ready to deploy.
I think I did see another mine come up over here. So another flank with assault greens. Not really going to work too well. Still got that crutches, and I think it was in base order appearing. Maybe it's going to come over, take this high muni point next. A third anti-tank gun for Wolfe. So, yeah, I think the walking Stuka would be the way to go. But he did just go armed reserves. I think he's looking for the Tiger. Still quite a way off, though. He's a lot of fuel away from a Tiger. Oh, there we go. Good sweeping from desertBeliever. Clears off one of the two mines. Now the P3's going to try slide through there. Attack round the other one. Wolfe still really struggling on munitions. Hasn't managed to upgrade a single one of these Tommies. But they are starting to hit Vet 3 now. Look at this one, Vet 3. So they will be dominating these DAC troops who also, you know, no LMG on this. Okay, the AT guns are split up a little bit. Makes it harder to handle. But here we go. Move from desertBeliever. He's not moving with the P3s at the same time. Assault disembark right on top of one of the AT guns. At the back here. Causing some chaos. It's coming in now with the P3s, but that assault green's getting wiped. P3's getting out of here now. Not very good execution there from desertBeliever on that attack. Oh my god, he lost his Panzerjagers as well up here on retreat. Didn't quite like sync up the attack. The P3s didn't make their move at the same time, and I think ideally, if you're making a move like that as well, you'll be bringing the AT gun up from this angle too, so that it could kill off the AT gun once you decrewed it. Because it's not always possible for the tanks to stay in range to finish the job. But he defied my expectations, doesn't hang around for a Tiger, goes for the P4 Corlin with another assault green. And it's actually working out tremendously well. Running down these AT guns is just a critical mass. I think there was a misclick jumping on that AT gun. Oh my goodness. It's carnage. Mass decrews, mass squad wipes. Everybody's losing everything. But the P3s remain. What's that? Black Prince. He's unlocked the Black Prince. He just needs a bit more manpower and he's got it. I was going to say, desertBeliever actually went for tungsten recently. For some reason. Hasn't got a chance to use it, but might do shortly with that Black Prince arriving. It's quite a lot of medium tanks though, swarming around. If they can get on the rear arm of the Black Prince, they'll take it down quite easily. And doesn't have any AT guns to back up the Black Prince either. And Wolfe down to just 183 victory points. Crutchitson is still alive though, so that's still capping up a storm. Helping out a lot on the map control. Sweeping up some mines. I think these are S-mines, right? Not butterfly bombs. Got a Regal over there as well. Been detected. You see they're being disabled right now. You should know there's a sweeper nearby and go and do something about it. Speaking of mines getting detected. Okay, Black Prince is coming out to the right-hand side. I think that's probably a good idea, because there are two VPs on the side and it's so slow it can't swap from side to side. Probably has to just try and lock down this half of the map. Just going to try and attack these mines down. There's one thing about those butterfly bombs, you know, you can see them being attacked, so it does kind of give away to the enemy exactly what's happening. To the DAC player, they can see what's happening because the butterfly bombs are getting shot at. So it's kind of like an early warning system, whereas with a lot of other mines, you don't know when they get swept. The butterfly bombs tend to be attacked, so you know what's happening. Okay, so I think that's the anti-tank Overwatch unlocked there for desertBeliever. He's got enough munitions to use it, and the Black Prince is so slow, he'll probably have trouble getting out of it.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
P4 and 3 P3s here, juiced up with the tungsten. He's got the AT gun. Here comes desertBeliever. He's making his move. I could stop right now, though. Doesn't have like Panzerstorm or anything to give these tanks turbo speed that would make a flank easier. But they're still like basically twice the speed of the Black Prince. The P3's here. Does he have the speed bonus? No, he does not. Doesn't have the 15% speed buff, rapid advance. Here we go. Just trying to shoot it at front on. Don't think that's the way to go against the Black Prince. Drop the anti-tank Overwatch. I think if he went full Unga Bunga there, he could have just knocked this Black Prince out, but he's trying to take it head on. And the Black Prince has just got insane frontal armor. Do you remember the Panzer IIIs did get their penetration nerfed? I think it was only the near penetration though, right? It hasn't been relevant so far. But yeah, I think desertBeliever probably should have just gone for the all-in GG, but he's not willing to make that play. See Wolfe using the Vet 1 on the Black Prince. Was it? I think that heals it for like 300 health or something for free. Helps get it healthy again. Another Panzer III coming off of desertBeliever is just about kind of like approaching his population limit. I think with what Wolfe's done here as well, he's stalling for the call-in and doesn't have anything to back the Black Prince up with except for AT guns. It's the only thing he can produce to help against what he's fighting. Can't go for like a 17-pound or anything. Attack ground wars here, but the Black Prince just shrugging off every shot. Has he got like 440 frontal armor? Is that what it is? Something like that. Just insane. It's just impervious. Barely taking a lick of damage against 5 tanks. Just shrugging off shot after shot. Crazy. Has to go for an all-in, but the longer desertBeliever waits, the worse it gets, because you would expect Wolfe to start to back up the Black Prince with anti-tank guns, maybe foot guards, maybe more tanks.
Anti-tank batteries loaded and ready.
So yeah, I don't know. He does have the anti-tank Overwatch ready to go again. Maybe that's what he was waiting for. Richardson rolling up. Does take a while before its vision comes online, the long-range vision. Here we go. P4's leading the charge. Here come the P3s. P3's cutting through, but he's just staying in front. Hoping there's enough, but here they go. They're getting a little bit closer. But the Black Prince is just walking them down. Sitting right in front, bouncing everything. Richardson nearly going down there. Black Prince, I imagine it's pretty close to Vet 3 now after all of that. So I think as a... what did he drop there? desertBeliever, you probably want to group your tanks into 2 control groups in a situation like that. Try bring one in from one side, one in from the other. And just get busy. Still doesn't have the speed buff. He's got a lot of resources. Can't go for the elephant. Already gone for anti-tank Overwatch, so elephant is not an option. Slowly, Wolfe's just on the other side of the map, capping up a little bit more ground over there. He's got a lot of muni spare.
A victory point is being taken from us! Territory sector out of contact.
Disbeliever's got enough to build just about anything except for the Tiger. As he's stalling for the Tiger, he's so far away from that in terms of fuel though. If he really wants to go for the Tiger, he should try dominate both sides of the map. He only needs like one tank over here to chase away all this infantry. There's V3 on the Black Prince. Appearing in combat. Disbeliever just sitting here watching this. Oh, didn't quite get the rifle nade off. It was close.
Units may begin crew shock tactics on your command.
I suppose the good thing for Disbeliever now is that the Black Prince isn't going to get any better. It's Vet 3. So by taking these trades, his tanks are going to vet up and the Black Prince is not anymore. Oh man, okay, he went for an 88. You know, could work. The recon arty in this battle group kind of does counter it, like the 88 often has a hard time rotating fast enough to shoot down the planes if it's dropped right on top of it. Speaking of AT guns though, now Wolfe's got one also. 88 actually bouncing a shot there. Mid truck brought up by Disbeliever. Oh, he upgraded to a mid truck. Interesting. He's creeping up. Deploying. This is one of those situations where Disbeliever might be quite good to get the enhanced vision on his tanks. I forget what the upgrade's called. Advanced optics, I think it is. Okay, this is Vet 1 now. Flak could be using his Vet 1 ability. Okay, Recon Arty is dropped down on the 88. He's making his move. Anti-tank Overwatch is popping off. And there we go, Black Prince is dead. But the 88's been decrewed. A lot of these tanks are very low for Disbeliever right now. He's trying to tow away the 6-pounder. Not going to happen. Mid-truck's going to die. 88 crewed. Doesn't quite work. Doesn't get away with it. Disbeliever lost his nerve. Backing away with all his tanks. They are quite low, but he needs to stay in here and kill off these 6-pounders that are back here. Just managed to squeeze out another P4 call-in. Maybe he's going to be able to deal with that. He's coming back in. The recon arty's going to see him coming. Here we go. Tanks are rolling up. Should be killing off these AT guns right now.
Utility truck has arrived.
And I think that's it for Wolfe. 25 population. He had all his eggs in the Black Prince basket.
300 points remaining. Say again, 300 points remaining.
He's losing all the map control on the other side while this is happening too.
Enemy forces are shaken. 100 points remain.
Is he gonna try to go for another attack? One last go. 82 points left, triple cap cooking. Disbeliever, 4 times more army size. Recruit the 88 as well.
We're losing grasp of a victory point.
I think he's, yep. Oh, look at that. I felt a surrender coming on. Pause it just in time. So yeah, I think Wolfe with this build, yeah, I think against DAC and ones, you just kind of have to get a dingo. The light vehicles are just too annoying otherwise, too hard to cover against a Kreuzschützen and or a 250 in the early game with sections alone. AT rifles. Yeah, they're pretty good, but you know, if they get forced to retreat or something, then you're completely defenseless. The dingo's just the easy option, and it gives you access to healing. Can help you heal. You don't have to go for that early healing like we saw Wolfe go for, which impacts your light vehicle timing as well. So yeah, you don't have to build straight away, but I think probably the optimal build would be like, you know, you got your first sapper, you go for construct a second one, put down your tech, and you can either build the dingo then, or build one section then build the dingo when you're up against DAC, because otherwise it's tough. Wolfe, you know, had some decent ideas, you know, trying mining off the flanks, trying to prevent the assault green attacks, but it's just so hard to stall up for the Black Prince just straight up, you know, so far away in terms of command points, and there's not much else in this battle group that you can stall with, you know. It doesn't offer you much in the early game to help the stall. Like if you go for Australian defense, you get Australian lights, which are very powerful. You get light vehicle training, which can buff up your Stuarts, make them a bit of a threat, can help you make that stall up for the archer. Just gives you a lot more stuff, whereas heavy armor just doesn't give you much to work with in the early game. Just in general, I think it's not a particularly good battle group in the meta right now. But yeah, well played by Disbeliever. I do think those Assault Green 250 plays with combat half-tracks. Got to get combat half-tracks for the extra durability. I think they're one of the secrets to playing DAC at the moment. Just like when your Assault Greens jump out of that half-track, get that Assault Disembark or whatever it's called. They are so good. It's the secret sauce. But yeah, I think Disbeliever probably could have closed this game out a bit earlier. It was just, you know, when you had 4 or 5 tanks just rushing in there, going for a flank. But, you know, maybe he's worried about some mines. Maybe he's worried about the AT guns. Didn't have anything to spot with to help, you know, navigate that kind of threat. And the 88 did get the job done in the end. Weakened things up. Could have used the Vet 1 stun on it, but not a huge deal. Eventually, the Black Prince, its bounce luck ran out and it died. And tank Overwatch helping out quite a lot. Seems to be a pretty good option against, you know, a heavy tank that's so slow to drive out of it. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. I'll see the stats right.
Victory for our forces.
If you like again, recast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.